Hey, Love Muffins, it's me, Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Married to Medicine, Season 12, Episode 3. This episode, so far, is my favorite episode thus far of this season and of this franchise in a very, very long time. And I'm going to tell you what was really good to me. But the episode begins with Contessa having a Players Ball themed 49th birthday party. And this is her first major birthday party. She's never had a big birthday party before in her life. Nobody has ever bothered to throw one for her. So she decided she's going to go out with a bang in her last year of her 40s and throw herself an extravagant birthday party. And it's going to be a Players Ball themed party. And she has a budget of $40,000. And I was startled by that price, considering the fact that in the first two episodes, her and Scott were talking about how they have exhausted all of their savings, their IRAs, their 401ks, and all of these things to fund the renovations for their building that they got. So I'm like, how you got money to blow on a birthday party, but you're talking about how y'all have exhausted all of y'all money? That was the part that wasn't adding up to me. But hey, let me stay out of other people's pockets, okay? But you know you spent a lot of money when Toya Bush Harris is telling you $40,000 is a lot to be spending on a birthday party. Toya telling you spend a lot, baby, you might want to go and re-examine some things in life, all right? As far as the birthday party and the fact that she threw it for herself, it wouldn't have bothered me if Scott had done something grandiose for her at said birthday party, or if in the past he had gone all out for her. But considering the fact that that doesn't seem like it has ever happened and she had to do it herself, that's what is very like about the situation. Because other than that, I wouldn't have cared, because I'm the type of person that I'll plan my own birthday party. I'll plan whatever because I like things a certain way, and I wouldn't trust everybody to do things the way that I would want them done. The only person that I would trust to throw anything for me would be Monique, because she knows my aesthetic. She knows what I like. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else I would not trust, because I know that 9 times out of 10, I will not like it. I will not like it. So that's why I would rather do it myself. Even for Christmas and birthdays, I tell people to give me money. Not because I'm money hungry, but because I know what I like. And 9 times out of 10, you buy me something, I'm not going to like it. I'm very particular when it comes to my taste. But I felt bad for her that her husband doesn't think enough of her to do something like that for her, knowing that it's never been done. Quad and Kirk are over there trying to get pregnant. She has gone to Ghana and done 2 egg retrievals. She's having to stick herself every day. God bless them. Good night. So it's the day of Contessa's birthday party. Everybody shows up. The party is amazing. $40,000 amazing? No. I don't know where the $40,000 went. All I saw was balloons, her name spelled out, DJ food, and a casino table. Other than that, I don't know where $40,000 went. I could have threw that same birthday party for her for $5,000. I'm just gonna keep it a book. But hey, Scott gets up and does a speech, and I'm thinking like, okay, since he didn't help her any, like he's gonna make it up or surprise her with like a car or a trip or a new ring or something. No, she got a speech about how she's never had a birthday party thrown for her from her husband. Awkward, embarrassing. And then he get to talking about how his mama told him back in the day that Contessa reminded her of Rose from the Titanic, because she would have scooted over and let him get on the closet door or whatever. And I'm like, really, nigga? Boy, fuck you and your mama. What the fuck? No, like that speech could have been kept. It really could have been kept. I'm sorry. Like that was a shitty speech. Like he should have been giving her like a great gift in front of everybody to make up for the fact that he did not help her. Like make it seem like even if it was a situation where he was just being a lazy, shitty husband, but seeing everybody's reaction to the fact that he didn't help, I would have then tried to throw it off like I didn't help her for a reason because I wanted her to think I ain't care, but I really was doing this for her. You know what I'm saying? To at least save face, but that nigga don't give a fuck. So all the girls go outside and they sitting down talking, and Angel and Toya asks Contessa if she feels some kind of way that Scott didn't throw the party for her. And she was like, no, I wanted to do it myself and da 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 da. So then Simone gets to talking about how men just take you for granted and you set the tone for basically how your marriage will be from the beginning, and how when she and Cecil first got married and, Mother's Day came around, he forgot to give her a Mother's Day card, and she get to going off about that or whatever. And Contessa's like, wait a minute, like, why are we sitting up here talking about these men and what they didn't do and all this stuff when we at my party? Like, I'm trying to turn up. I ain't trying to be over here on no wait and exhale type time. And I agree with her. It's like wrong place, wrong time. I'm not trying to be sad. Like, he didn't help. Okay, it is what it is. I did it for myself. I'm happy. I'm having a good time. Boom. But I think that she low key, obviously, what's the word I'm looking for? I think that deep down she resents him for not thinking enough of her to do something surprising and grandiose for her. You know what I'm saying? Even though I think that she was still happy that she did it for herself and it came out the way that she wanted to, it has to bother her that he didn't do it for her. So this is when I feel like the episode and the season kicked off for me. When Simone and Cecil sat down with their sons and had dinner. This is the Married to Medicine that I want to see. This is the content that I want to see. The conversation that Simone and Cecil had with their son, Michael, that's real life shit that parents and children go through. Especially if you are a parent of means. These are the kind of conversations that you're having with your children. I've had this kind of conversation with my own child. You know what I'm saying? And the entitlement, the selfishness, the being unappreciative, like that shit hit home for me, honey. I have been Simone before in life. And it was so refreshing to see a conversation like this on television with Black people, because you don't see it. You don't see it in reality television. You don't see it in scripted television. This was such a good scene, and I wish we had more of this type of conversations on Married to Medicine. If we had more situations like this, you wouldn't hear me complain about this show at all. But Simone and Cecil sit down and have dinner with their sons who have now graduated from college. Of course, they, paid for their college. They set them up in an apartment that they helped pay for and all of this stuff. Like, they have set these boys up for nothing but success. And Michael tells Simone that the Jeep that he got, it's time to, like, basically get it on. Let's move on to something else. He wants a new car. So Simone was like, okay, let's sit down and calculate some things. We need to go over finances. And all the men in her household, including her other son, Miles, and her husband, Cecil, get the groan. They're like, oh, Lord, here we go. It's about to be something. She was like, it ain't got to be that. Like, can we sit down and talk about finances? Like, we're grown here. Let's have a conversation. So she brings out her tablet and she shows how Michael, the same son, who she's paid for his college, paid for his living, and all of these other things, and who wants a brand new car, spent $60,000 on a Chase credit card. $60,000. Do you know that's somebody's yearly salary? Some people could only imagine making $60,000 a year, and he just spent it willy-nilly on whatever, because I will assume that this had nothing to do with his tuition or anything like that. This was just extracurricular activities that this boy was out here just swiping. But this goes back to what Simone was saying earlier in the episode with you set the tone of how your marriage will be from the beginning, and you set the tone of how your parenting and your relationship with your children will be from the beginning. And it's obvious that she has spoiled them rotten, and they, I won't say they, because the other child was silent. We're going to go talk about Michael. Michael isn't cognizant or doesn't care about his mom, her feelings, how hard she works. He takes it for granted, basically. Takes it for granted. So Simone asks how he gonna pay for law school, because her and Cecil did their part. They paid for your 4 years. You want to go to school to be a lawyer, it's only right that you pay for graduate school. This child say, I do have a mother who makes pretty good money. And I'm looking at the TV like, you sure right. You do got a mother that makes great money, but that ain't got nothing to do with you, sir. How are you gonna pay? Like the entitlement, Now I'm not gonna even sit up here in front. I have spoiled my child rotten. Kyrese ain't never really had to struggle or go through anything crazy in life like I did growing up. It's a lot of stuff that he got very easy in life. But I also taught him the value of a dollar, how to work for things that he want, how to save up. I have done things for him out of my own pocket. I've had situations where I'll tell him, you do this, I'll meet you here. Or there'll be situations where I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. You got to do that on your own, homeboy. I ain't helping you. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he just automatically think that his mama gonna pay for his graduate school is just the audacity of it all. Like, excuse you? When do you think that adulthood kicks in and you start doing for yourself? Crazy. So Simone was like, I don't feel like I should be footing the bill for anything other than the roof over your head. Even that's a lot for me. Granted, my child still lives in a home with me, but he still helps out. He pays a bill or two around here. He ain't just living here for free. Now, I have told my child that you can stay here as long as you want to. You know what I'm saying? Because I do feel like there should be an advantage to Black kids, because it's a lot of, young Black kids that don't have the advantage of being able to get fully up on their feet before they move out. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of us that had to just make it and get it how we live and struggle and do all of that type of stuff. If I make enough money where my child can still live in the house with me and not have to worry and not be pushed out the house, why not do it? Because one thing that I did agree with Michael is that you do have white kids out here, Jewish kids, white kids, Indian kids that live at home with their parents until they either get married or they graduate all the way from school, and they're able to go and get them an apartment without having to worry about how they gonna make ends meet, because now they've graduated and are making great money and doing these things. You know what I'm saying? So that part I agree with, but actually paying for his own place, no, I'm not doing that. No, sir, you leave here, you paying for your own rent and bills, and no, no. So Simone says, you know, the only person sitting here that has ever gone to graduate school is me. And you know how I paid for it? By getting scholarships and loans. And Michael was like, your mom wasn't able to do things for you that you able to do for us. What about the rich white kids? Their parents pay for their way to do everything, and they get out of school debt free and are millionaires. Michael, last I checked, you are not Doogie Howser. This ain't 9021, no, sir. Like, your mother is not obligated to do anything for you. And the fact that she has done what she's done for you, other kids would be doing black flips, crying, so thankful for just that amount of help, because a lot of kids don't get that. And that was something that I had to drill into my own child's head at a very young age, that the life you live is not the life that other people live. And the older he got, the more he saw that his friends don't live the same way that he lives, and that he's so blessed to have the advantages that I was able to provide for him because of my hard work, the lifestyle that he's been able to live because of my hard work, the places he's been able to live because of my hard work, and him seeing how hard I've worked has also, with my own child, made him want to strive for more in life because he's seen how I got it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? He went on this journey with me. So I think when it comes for Simone and Cecil, that they have given their children extra advantages, but they didn't also instill in them hard work in the process. They should have been working a job. They should have not been just relying on you to pay their rent during school. They should have been working a job and paying their own rent. We pay for your tuition and all of that. You gonna pay for your own rent. Like, they should have still been making them work for things so they can understand, money, finances, that money just don't grow on trees. There's no way that you should have sat back. You and Cecil should have sat back and allowed him to spend $60,000 on a credit card, especially if he not going to pay it back. Any access that he would have had to a credit card would only be for emergency purposes only. The fact that you allowed it is crazy. It's insane. So Simone was like, what about all the white kids whose parents did pay for them and they still ain't doing shit? And that's like, you better speak a word. You better speak a word. So then here comes Cecil. Thomas Michael's point is still a valid one. We are blessed. We are in a situation where we can help. Cecil, back your ass the fuck up, juvenile. Nobody's talking to you, because the last I remember, your ass retired a long time ago and you was a motherfucking IT tech. Okay, software engineer or some shit. I don't think he was making nearly the amount of money that Simone is making. So we really talking to Simone. We ain't really talking to you, homeboy. So you just sit the fuck back and eat your noodles, okay? So Simone was like, who here at the table gives a fuck about how hard I'm working instead of being able to move towards retirement? And this is what nobody's getting. Like, I've worked my ass off to get to where I am in life and to be able to provide a lifestyle not only for myself and my husband and my family, but how long you think I'm supposed to work my ass off? When am I going to be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor? Because if y'all pay attention, Simone ain't out here buying new houses. She bought a new car. What was it, like 5-6 years ago? She ain't out here spending money willy-nilly like some of her other cast members. So Simone ain't out here redoing her house and doing none of that type of shit. She might got some investments or whatever. But yeah, like, I'm getting older. I want to be able to sit back like my husband been sitting back for the last however many years. But it's like, no, fuck me. Continue to work, mama, so you can do for us. Absolutely the fuck not. No. And it's hard when you are the wealthy one in your family. Anybody out there knows what I'm talking about. When you're the wealthy one, everybody looks to you for help. Everybody looks at you like you're the one that's automatically supposed to do this, that, and the third. I am that person in my family. I make it look easy, but it's not. And I speak about it here and there to y'all, but like, I take care of my household, me, my mother. I help with my father. Even though he's financially straight, I still have to check on him, make sure he's straight. I got my child. I have my businesses. Like, I have a lot going on in my day to day. And working 10, 12 hours a day on top of that, it's not easy to have everything that I have and keep it going without hard work. And I think that that's what Michael fails to realize, that this money and these opportunities that you have just don't come out of nowhere. It comes from your mama working 10, 15 hours at the hospital on call, getting up out of bed to go deliver babies at 5 o'clock in the morning. Sir, So, um, when she asked who her at the table give a F about me, Michael was like, me. And Cecil said he thinks every day about what he could do to give back to you. Okay, that's cute. But stop thinking about it and do it. Stop thinking about it. Stop talking and do it. If you want to make my life easier, then how about you not even part your lips to ask me to buy you a new car? How about you not run up a $60,000 on a credit card bill? That's what you could do to help me. Get your ass up on your goddamn feet and go get you a goddamn job and put that goddamn college education to use. That's what you could do to help me out. The fuck? The other son just sitting there like, shit is about to go down. He was scared for his life, okay? So, Simone then says, if I'm dead before he finishes law school, then what? And Michael was like, I'm done talking about this. Simone was like, I don't care, be done. Like, nigga, you ain't hurting my feelings. So Cecil was like, I'm jumping in. After you speak, I'm gonna speak. And him and Simone get to arguing. And Simone was like, you don't think like me and you don't support me on ish. And Cecil was like, where'd that come from? And Simone was like, it comes from my heart. The bottom line is, you are so effing entitled, is what this revealed to me. She says this to Michael. She was like, I'm done. I don't owe you a MFing thing from here. I give you everything that I have to give. Baby, I have been there. I have yelled that from my own lungs because you get so tired of people just thinking that you automatically got to do this, that, and the third for them. The fuck? Hell no. I would have told every last one of them, all y'all can kiss my black ass. Fuck all of y'all. How about that? But Simone got to put her foot down. They grown now. They're not teenagers anymore. These are grown, young adult men that need to learn how to get up on their own 2 feet and start taking care of themselves. Ain't no more coddling. Ain't no more babying. Ain't no more helping. It's time for them to get up, get out, and get something. If she don't want to continue to feel like she is being used and unappreciated, then hey, you got to make some changes. You have to teach people how to treat you once again. You have to set boundaries. And she said in her confessional, she always is the bad guy. It's always 3 against 1. And I know that it has to be tiresome. And I know it has to bother her that Cecil is forever taking somebody else's side over hers. Think about it. He's always taking somebody else's side. And he does not have her back. And she is working her ass off. And she does make more money than him. So it is a power struggle of knowing that, but still treating your husband like he's the head of the household until he get disrespectful. And then it's like, I got to smack your ass back into reality, sir. Because the fuck? I truly connected to that scene. And I think that a lot of other moms, no matter how much money you make, related to that. That is the Married to Medicine that I want to see. I want to see real life shit going on in people's household. The cattiness, the drama, the backstab, all that's cool. But it's situations like that that makes for great reality TV. So then Brandi, the new girl, has a birthday dinner that her husband pays for all of the girls to go and eat, drink, be merry. He's paying for everything. Before she gets there, Simone tells Heavenly at the bar what happened with Cecil and the boys. And she heavily agreed, like, I don't think you need to pay for him to go to law school. He needs to do that on his own. And Simone says that, she need a break from her family. And I think she does too. I think she need to take a solo trip somewhere and get the fuck away from them niggas, okay? Y'all fend for y'all stuff without me. How about that? So Brandi gets there. And like I said, she tells Simone and Heavenly how her husband set up everything for that night. And Heavenly was like, oh, so your husband set this up for you, but Contessa's husband didn't. You think you need to maybe like tone it down in? And she was like, no. The fact that she even asked her that was a weird ass question. Why would I tone down the fact that my husband did something for me because the next woman's husband didn't? That was nothing but Heavenly trying to be funny and trying to start shit. And later on in the scene, I got validation of that. So the other ladies get there, and Toya says to Group and Heavenly, don't feel underdressed. Y'all look just fine. I said, Toya, no, you didn't. With that bedazzled Versace shirt on. I think that was Versace. It was not cute. I'm like, who says that to somebody? Like, that was so rude. Now, y'all know how I feel about both of them bitches, but it still was rude as hell. So Group was like, some of us professional women have more places to go than to the party. And Toya was like, are you saying that the women that walked in aren't professional? And Group says, I'm talking about you. And everybody was like, ooh. So Toya was like, well, if professional means being you, I'd rather be me. And Jackie says, I don't want to be you. And I was like, ooh, this is the kind of shade that I like. Okay. Now, it was rude as hell, but considering the fact that she was talking to Jackie and Heavenly, I really didn't give a fuck. Okay. So Toya says that, she felt like they didn't really all get to kick it at Contessa's party. And Contessa says that, I kind of felt the same way too. That's why the next day I had brunch at my house. I cooked everything. So, I could actually spend time with people or whatever. And everybody was like, well, where was Scott at? And she was like, outside smoking cigars. And so everybody looking at her like, Contessa, like, what is you doing? But nobody really said anything because we already know how she get about her husband. But it's just like, girl, no way the day after your party should you have been getting up on your feet and cooking breakfast for everybody. Thomas, but I like doing stuff for other people. I love doing stuff for other people. I am a giver. I love giving to others. Okay. My love language is what's the one about giving gifts or whatever. That's who I am as a person. But if I'm in a relationship with somebody, I might as well be by myself if I'm gonna be doing everything by myself. The least that nigga could have did is got up and he cooked breakfast for all of your friends while you sit out by the pool or something and drink mimosas and have a good time talking and chatting with your friends. Not he sitting outside smoking a cigar like it was his birthday. Make it make sense, Simone. Contessa, you sound crazy. Okay, so Brandi then was like, okay, yeah, let's bring it back. It is my birthday. Okay, enough about that. And I'm like, yes, clock it. So Brandi, I don't know if she called her husband or her husband called her. He's on FaceTime with the kids and she's telling everybody say hi. And she was like, okay, baby, thank you. I love you. She was like, thank you. Thank you. I love you or whatever. So Contessa in her confession was like, why is she thanking him so much? Was this like a really expensive restaurant or something? Now, based off what I saw, it wasn't a situation where she was like, oh my God, thank you, master. I appreciate you. I ain't never had nobody do nothing like this before. Oh Lord, thank you, husband. I thank you. I ain't gonna never ask you for nothing else. It was simply, okay, babe, thank you, love you. And then it seemed like the kids were talking too. And she was like, okay, thank you. All right, thank you. A situation like that. You shady palm tree. So Contessa then, after she get off the phone, say, happy birthday, Brandi. This is an amazing dinner party. Being funny. And I'm like, Contessa, really? With that shake and go wig on your head just sitting back here? Let's not do that. So Simone was like, I think you should say a prayer before the food starts getting cold. And Brandi caught the shade and she was like, yeah, somebody say a prayer. And Contessa said, yeah, can we pray to God or do we have to pray to your husband for the food? Now, Contessa, I like you. I had your back all last season when Heavenly was cussing you and your deceased mama out. But the way you was coming at that girl was totally out of pocket. It was so wrong. It was so rude. It was so nasty. It was giving green with envy. Jealous is not a good look on you. Don't get mad at her because her nigga actually give a fuck about her. Nobody told you to stay over there with Stefan or Kel. You decided to stay over there with that man. We been knew how he was over there treating you. Now the cracks is showing again and you don't like it. But don't be coming at that girl like this. She ain't did nothing to nobody. And I don't like the way her and Jackie have come for that girl. She got to start cussing them motherfuckers out and stop trying to be like Michelle Obama and rise above the haters. Nah, fuck that. Tell them hoes to suck your motherfucking dick, bitch. Like, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Brandi, you better get in their ass. So, Heavenly get the cackling like the witch she is. Bitch, you ain't alphabet. Get your ass on somewhere. And that's why I was saying, going back to earlier when she asked her that crazy ass question, she was trying to be funny. And why you sitting up there laughing at this girl because she being rude to her? I would have told both of them bitches to get the fuck up and get the fuck out. If you don't want my husband paying for shit, get the fuck out. How about that? Because they both was being funny. And I ain't like that shit at all. Heavily, your trout mouth ass need to get somewhere and sit down. Cause you over there cackling when your husband apparently ain't even telling you about what the fuck going on with y'all criminal ass sons. Girl, bye. Both of y'all over there with some lousy ass husbands. Your husband can't walk no faster than 2 miles per hour. Girl, bye. So Brandi was like, you and your feelings, but it's okay. And Contessa say, these husbands getting a lot of credit for some basic ish. We're in a strip mall. Contessa, are you serious? Like, are you really serious? So Brandi was like, my husband is amazing, so I'm going to give him props and I'm going to tell anybody. So I'm sorry, Contessa, if that's a problem for you or anybody else. And Contessa's like, I think y'all are the ones with the problem. Did you hear my husband complain one bit about how much money was spent? The only thing that my husband did not do was plan it. But I'm going to be honest, if he would have did this for my birthday party, I would have been underwhelmed. But I did bring some money just in case. You know how I would have got her? I would have sat there at the head of that table and I would have looked that bitch in her face and I would have said, you need to, instead of being worried about my husband throwing me a dinner party in a strip mall, you need to be wondering if the reason why your husband has never thrown you a birthday party is because he throwing that other bitch a birthday party. That other bitch that you was crying about several years ago. Because he looked like the type that'll be out there showering another bitch and giving you the bare minimum. Is that why you mad? I would have been like, your feet still hurting from making eggs and waffles and pancakes? Your corn's all right? You need to shift that wig over a little bit because the part ain't right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Girl, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Please do not play with me. So Toya was like, oh, you brought all your birthday money. I was like, get her, Toya. So Toya was like, Contessa was upset Scott didn't throw a party for you. And Contessa, Toya was getting her ass. So Contessa was like, what kind of friends focus on the negative? And Toya was like, all we're saying at the end of the day is that you complain all the fucking time about your husband. And Contessa was like, and you complain all the time about yours. And Toya says, and it's all fucking right, bitch. Now, can we move on? Where's the fucking cake? Baby, Toya is sick of these bitches. Sick of them. But Brandi, this is where you take notes. Because you see once she cussed Contessa out, what Contessa do? Got her ass up and came over there trying to hug on her. You got to start cussing these bitches the fuck out so they can stop playing with you. Because ain't no way in hell Contessa would have sat there and thought she was going to read me and it just be that. Bitch, you can get the fuck up. Go home to your deadbeat ass husband. How about that? Heavenly, you get your big ass up and go home to that walrus you call a husband. Like, So Simone was like, do you think there is ever a time where maybe you are frustrated? And Contessa was like, we've been married for 20 years. And if I spent all of my time focusing on a negative, I would be like many of my girlfriends out here that are single. Well, maybe you need to be focusing like your girlfriends that are single. Because I can bet you my last dollar that your single girlfriends are way more happier and at peace than your dumb ass is. And no, everything ain't supposed to be an argument or a problem. But big things where you're not feeling validated, where you're not feeling considered, that's big. Because it leaves you feeling alone and overlooked. And then she goes on to say, and maybe at 30 years, he's going to do some of those things that I've asked for. So, bitch, you mean to tell me you're going to wait 30 years for a nigga to just think about you? But you want to sit up here and downplay what Brandi's husband did for her when you can't even get this nigga to buy you a goddamn Pepsi? You's a dumb bitch. You's a dumb, unhappy bitch. Because ain't no way in hell I'm about to wait 30 years for a nigga to think enough of me. The fuck? Girl. So Simone was like, girl, I've been married for 29 years. He's not gonna do it. You're never gonna get it, 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 never gonna get it. Woo, 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 woo. Like, girl, bye. So Quad was like, and some people here are married and don't even want to be married no more. And Simone was like, Quad, who don't want to be married anymore besides me? And everybody was like, Simone, don't be saying that. Don't be doing that. No, 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 no. And shit, I'm like, Simone, shit, I'm tired of these niggas. Y'all can have them. Y'all can have these motherfuckers. I'm sick of them. But the Simone and Cecil part was great television. The dinner party was great television because we're seeing how marriages are, where you have one woman whose husband might not have the same bank account as Scott's, but the love and the affection and the care and the thoughtfulness is there. And you got a relationship like Contessa and Scott's where the money, the finances, the prestige is there, but it's a shell of a marriage. It's empty. She does not feel happy about her situation. She's pretending and trying to cover up all of the dents in this fucked up ass car that they call a relationship. Contessa continues to put on a happy face when on the inside she is decaying. Okay. So it's like, which one do you want? I would want what Brandi has any day. Brandi, go on about your life. Let this be your first and last season. Because it's obvious that you don't have the same heart or rapport to just be going off on beat people. Or either you just trying to keep your decorum because you're not trying to act the fool on TV. But girl, you got a happy family, a great career. Fuck these miserable middle-aged bitches. Fuck them. Because these bitches are miserable. Okay? Go on about your business, girl. Let them have it. And I like Brandi a lot so far. Because she's really carrying herself with grace. She really class and grace. But girl, if you gonna stick around, you gotta start telling these bitches to fuck off. Real talk. I'm gonna get this episode an A though. Best episode that I've seen from Married to Medicine in quite some time. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. What did you guys think about Simone and her children? What did you think about Contessa versus Brandi? Let's talk. I really want to know what you guys have to say. And if you have gone through the things that Simone has gone through, have you gone through things that Contessa is going through? Let's talk about it. Love you guys so much. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so y'all know my videos drop. T Squad, I love you guys, and I will see you all on my next one. Bye.